good morning, good day, depending on where you're catching up with us from. This is Claire with another episode, which is episode 7 of our Soul Care Wednesdays. That means we've been doing this for 7 weeks. As I mentioned before, it's just an idea that came to my mind at the beginning of September. And it's something that I'm hopeful that I can be able to do it for some time. So we have looked at so many different things. We have focused on just basically having a surviving, thriving, healthy soul, because I believe, as the founder of this channel, is actually established on the principle of having a soul that prospers so that we can prosper and be in good health even as our souls prosper. So tonight or this evening or this day, depending on where you're catching up with us from, it's not a different day. I am going to talk a little bit about something different when it comes to soul care. And then after that, we will be able to bring this to a close. I don't intend to have a long conversation today, obviously, because not obviously, but because I've got a meeting that is coming up at 7, and I'm the one who's facilitating the meeting, and it's just coming up to 5 at the moment. So I've got to go home. I'm already home. I've got to go inside the house, do some cooking, and do some catching up with other stuff so that can be in readiness for the meeting. I can see some of you live with me. If you are able to, why not just say hello in the chat? Put it in the chat so we can know where you're catching up with us from. What are you hoping to get from being able to connect with us? If you've watched any of other episodes, what have you benefited from? Give us some feedback, because it's important for us to know how these episodes are impacting you. Today, I'm going to talk really about something that I am also big on. We have talked about it quite in different perspectives and aspects on this channel. It's not a new thing, and I'm just going to dive a little bit deep into that, because I was actually thinking earlier on, and I was just focusing on basically gratitude, right? And something dropped in my mind, and I was saying like a statement along the lines like, a healthy soul is a thankful soul, or a thankful soul is a healthy soul. I believe that we can't really get it wrong if we are thankful, and if we are people that are full of gratitude, if we are people that are really optimistic about life. And I usually think about gratitude when somebody said, for some of us, when life throws a lemon at us, when you are somebody that doesn't really enjoy high football edits, amazing. If you're somebody that doesn't look at it from the perspective of gratitude and being thankful, you'll think, goodness me, why has life given me a lemon? And you start complaining, saying, well, I subscribed for an orange, why do I have a lemon? But if you're somebody that is grateful and somebody that is full of gratitude, you get to a point and you'll be like, you know what, it's a lemon, I'm going to make a lemonade out of it, rather than complaining, oh, thank you so much, rather than I'll look out for you and I'll sub on yours as well, rather than being able to kind of, in a way, complain and grumble about the things that you don't have and things like that. Recently, I took a kind of like just a mental journey into life. Currently, there is so much happening around the world. I mean, you don't even need a spiritual eye to see these things. When you switch on your news, you will see things that will make you sad. You will see things that will make you feel upset sometimes. You'll see, we've seen the storm, the hurricane that has happened in America. We see the war and the conflict that continues around different places and spaces around the world. And I was just actually thinking, I was talking to a colleague of mine who's done 6 months of trekking along high advanced GR, 6 months of trekking along in South America, and he's come back to work. His attitude and his mentality has completely shifted. And I was talking to him and I was saying to him, like, what has changed from you being that kind of a person that didn't really care much about people? And I was asking him, how were you able to survive 6 months in the jungle, no, out of nowhere, and you still managed to come back to the UK after those 6 months away. And he said something to me that really struck a chord. He said sometimes he survived on some basically food that was like, that could be like a 3-year-old food on a daily basis, and he's lost 22 kilos just because of that, being in calorie deficit. But he said to me, he said, Claire, it is because of choice. I chose to be in that situation. And that made me think, so many of us don't think or don't choose to be in a situation whereby you go to bed and you don't have a meal, you wake up in the morning, you don't have a roof over your head, you can't have basic necessities in life. Think about those people who are in those places and spaces where there is war, where they are going through really a lot of bombardment, and they don't really know where the next meal will come from. They don't know where the next thing will come from. And just think about the many times that you as an individual, me as an individual, has complained about what we don't have. I complain about sometimes, like, if I eat so much of the same thing in my house, I'll be complaining, saying, oh, we've had so much of this, can we change it? And there is somebody that will want to have a different meal, want even to have the same meal that you're complaining about every single day, and they are not able to do that, right? There are people, we're complaining about, sometimes I read something that somebody was saying, some of us complaining about the extra pair of shoes that doesn't fit you anymore, or you weren't able to buy that extra pair of shoes. Pretorian, I can see you. Whereas there's somebody that doesn't have legs, and they are okay with that, and they are making the best out of life. And I was thinking, like, some of us, we are soul sick because we just don't see the privileges that we have in life. We don't just see the many blessings that we have in life. We don't just sit down to count the many blessings and just name them one by one. And I've been challenging myself to say, Claire, you need to be a thankful person. You need to be somebody who is grateful. Some of us, we have relationships that we kind of look down on them. We don't really value the people that are in our lives, whereas there are people that desire to have friendships. They desire to have spouses. They desire to have children. They desire to have the many things that we have, and we take them for granted. And I was thinking, like, hang on a minute. When was the last time that I just sat down and thought about the blessings that I have in life? And I live in a place where I'm not worried when I come out of my house in the morning. I can drive myself to work and come back home. I can go down for a run in the morning. I can go to the gym. I can do anything that I want to do without necessarily worrying about insecurities and things like that. And I'm wondering, and I'm still complaining, right? I complain about this, I complain about that, I complain about the other thing, I complain about the weather. I mean, in Britain, that's the thing we talk about so many times, isn't it? We talk about it's raining today, it's sunny today, it's windy, we complain about those many things, whereas just try to think about life in itself. Right? Try to think about the many blessings that you have in life. Try to think about the many things that you have that will be somebody else's prayer point, which is already you're complaining. You're saying, like, oh, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that. But think about the things that you have. Take an inventory, for example, and just be intentional to say, my soul, come, let's sit down and let's be intentional about thanking and being grateful about the things that we have, right? Being grateful about relationships, being grateful for some of us, we work, we can earn a salary, we can earn some money to look after ourselves. Have you ever just sat down and be grateful for that? I read a story of somebody that decides every year to send a thank you note to the employer and just say, I'm writing this letter, not because I need anything, not because I want anything. I'm just writing to thank you that I have a job, that I am valued in this company, right? When is the last time that you just wrote maybe a letter or dropped a message to a family member or to a friend or to somebody and just say, today, all I'm doing is just to come and say, thank you for being with me. Thank you for doing life with me. Thank you for being a rock that I can hold on in times of troubles and things like that. And sometimes we we get to a point where we start to get trapped into comparison. We start getting trapped into competition, because we don't really take a step to start thinking about how blessed we are. We don't take a step to think about how many things that we have, how many blessings that we have. And Thanksgiving multiplies, right? Thanksgiving brings more and more things our way. Thanksgiving, you can never get it wrong if you're somebody that is full of thanksgiving. And so today I was thinking, for us to have a healthy, thriving soul, I said already, a happy soul is a thankful soul. If you want to have a happy, healed soul, maybe let's just start by one day at a time, taking just a journey to think about the blessings that you have. You might be journaling. That I love journaling. I do journaling every single day. I just sit down at the end of my day or at the beginning of my day, and I'm so intentional to think about, how has life been today? If I'm doing this at the end of the day, thinking at every opportunity, I've been able to go to work, I've come back safely home, I'm grateful, right? I can have food on my table, I'm grateful. I can be able to go for a run without being fearful, I'm grateful. I have a family that loves me, I'm grateful. I may not have everything that I want, but I have my daily needs that are met, I'm grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you that turns up on these calls, on these streams, and just joins me from nowhere, right? I've made good friends that in the end, I kind of like look onto them, and I'm always like shaking. What are they doing today? What's Praetorian doing today? What is so-and-so doing today? And it's basically learning from them and learning from their journey. And it's something that I actually look forward to, that community, which again gives me that every single day of being like, I'm really super grateful. I'm grateful that I get to impact, even if it's just one person. I have I have an ambition of just impacting or touching one person at a time. My friend once told me, hope just means help one person every day. If I can come here and encourage someone, if I can come here and talk to someone, if I can come here and do something that will help somebody think about life differently, I am okay with that, right? And I'm grateful that I get that opportunity to do it. I'm grateful for every single subscriber that I have on this channel. I am grateful for every single view that I have on this channel. I'm grateful for every single like, for every single share, for every single comment, for every single thing that I get to do on YouTube. I don't want to ever take it for granted. There are people that have better content, that have better ideas, that have better production skills, better visual skills, and all those things. And they are better placed in places and spaces where they can talk about things in a better way. But just the privilege that I can get to do and contribute to you, to your livelihood, to your whatever it is, to this world, to this social media platform, makes me really humbled, and I'm so forever grateful, right? I'm grateful for every single blessing, for every single one of you, for every single, from the depth of my heart, I just want to come today and say, guys, I really, really thank you. Thank you for every support that you give us. Thank you for every like. Thank you for every comment. Thank you for every single thing, because obviously I can do this. I can do YouTube. But if you don't turn up and watch stuff with me, if you don't do this, if you don't do the other thing, it will be a dead channel, right? And so I want to really try to live an exemplary life of being just that kind of a person who is constantly thankful, who's a grateful person. And gratitude multiplies blessings. When you're a thankful person, what you're thanking for, sometimes even just being thankful for what you don't have, can attract those blessings your way. And so today on our Soul Care episode 7, it's just a call of action to say, guys, let us learn to be grateful. Let us learn to be thankful for the mundane things. It could be as simple as a roof over your head, the hairs on your head. It could be as simple as the food that you have. Or it could be, even for some of us, we have bigger miracles that have happened to us. Maybe healings, maybe financial blessing, maybe jobs, education, career, whatever it is, you know what you feel is your blessings. And when you sit down and just decide and say, I am going to be that person that is forever grateful, and being grateful multiplies more blessings, multiplies more desires to continue to kind of, when you're filled of gratitude, when your heart is so full of gratitude, honestly, there is no day you'll be complaining. There's no day you will stop to see things from a positive angle. You never stop seeing things from a place of like, I have abundance, right? Last week we spoke about the mindset, just about abundance mindset. You can't have an abundance mindset when you're engraved in constantly complaining about the things in your life that don't work, about the things in your life that seem like, oh, it's a need. But why can't you turn that need into, oh, it's a blessing? And so I can be grateful and I can be a thankful person. So that I don't take these too long, because I said I have a meeting coming up shortly and I still have to go and cook some dinner for my family. I just want to bring this to an end, our episode 7, and just remind us as a call of action, guys, as we go out today, let's take an account of the blessings that we have. Let's take an account of the things that we feel like, even the little things, the clothes on our bodies, the hairs on our head, like the air in our lungs, the ability to walk unaided, that we can digest food unaided, right? That we are not in hospitals, that we are not dead, we are alive. That's why we can come on YouTube, right? That we are healthy, that we can exercise, we can drink our water, we can we can do anything that we can do. And if maybe you are in that place where it is a little bit difficult to be grateful because you're feeling everything has been pressured, like you're feeling the moment of crushing, you might be in that place where saying even thank you will be a sacrifice because everything seems like it's all a mess. Your life seems like a mess. It seems like nothing is working. It seems like everything that can't possibly go wrong has gone wrong. I want to encourage you, to let you know, even in the valley moments, you can still find 1 or 2 reasons that will help you, to give you hope, to look for the future. You might be in that place thinking like, I feel like I'm a waste of space at the moment. My life is not amounting to anything, but you are still a blessed child of God. And I want to speak particularly to that person that will feel like, even if I was to sit down and make an account of the things that I'm grateful for, I have nothing. And it's the truth. You feel like there is nothing. But you can start from things like the health that you have. You can start, and if the health is not great, what are the things that you can do that will push you, that needle moving action that will push you towards a better health? It could be for some of us just starting to go out and do some walking, starting to think about how is my diet looking like, starting to think about how is my dealing with stress, how is my sleep patterns looking like. For some of us, it might be like relationships are broken down and you're thinking, gosh, this is difficult. What is that needle moving action that you can do that can begin to bring healing and restoration so that you can enjoy that good relationship? Maybe for some of us, we are finding it difficult to be grateful because of our finances, because maybe we are living from hand to mouth or mouth to hand, wherever it is. Or some of us, we are in such a big debt that you're thinking like, hang on a minute, how can I be grateful when I have the bank that could potentially come and repossess everything that I have? I don't have food for tomorrow. But you can still be grateful and thank God for the things that you can't see, and maybe anticipating blessings. And somebody says you can't thank God and you can't thank God and He doesn't come through for you. Maybe some of us, the blessing that we need and the breakthrough that we need will actually start by us being a grateful people. And so as we go out today, I want you to just go out today on this Wednesday and just put down those things. It might be 20, 1,000, 100, I don't know. But just be a thankful person and let that gratitude give you the opportunity to see how blessed you are. As an old hymn used to say, count your blessings, name them one by one, and you'll be surprised of what the Lord has done. And with that, I want to leave you guys Go out there, change the world in a way that only you can do. And I will see you again in episode 8, which will be next week on Wednesday. Until then, my prayer for you is that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Know that you're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. From my heart to yours, I pray that you'll be richly blessed, and I shall see you again next Wednesday in the 8th installment of it feels like a mouthful, our Soul Care Wednesday. Thank you so much for catching up with me tonight. All of you have been live with me. Really appreciate that. Have a great evening. If you haven't done that already, why not just click that like button? It will go a long way in supporting what you're doing. God bless and have a great evening. Goodbye.